Morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. You'll have a Coke and a smile around. This is my third time shooting this video. I usually talk in my hearts, and having one hand occupied is like cramping my style. All right. For the third time, the law of diminishing returns. Now, gentlemen, in the Empress Club, this is why we stress discipline and self-control, because of the law of diminishing returns. Now, with the law of diminishing returns, whenever you do something, well, you got to be careful when you indulge in things, because when you do it, you become desensitized to it, and you can't get that feeling again. So you need more and more and more and more and more and more. Like, take for example, like me as a chocoholic. I thought Cadbury's chocolate was heaven until I came across Godiva. You know the story on that. Michael Jackson was right beside me. I had a choice. Mike or chocolate? I went to Godiva. I indulged in all of their chocolates. I tasted every chocolate they had. Except the ones with marshmallow. For some reason, I'm allergic to marshmallow. But anyway, I indulged, and then Godiva became bland. And then I remembered the lesson my pastor taught, because that was a session in church about the reason why you must have self-control and discipline, because of the law of diminishing returns. When you indulge, you get less and less and less and less, and it requires more and more and more of you. And you end up in a vicious cycle that becomes a spiral that takes you down. So, as a chocoholic, what I did was I went to Godiva once a month, and I only bought one chocolate. And then, because I did that, it tastes better. So I move it to 6 weeks, to 2 months, to 3 months. And guess what? The chocolate tastes just as good as it did the first time. So what I do is I usually indulge in high-end chocolate once a year. On my birthday. Okay. I indulge in high-end chocolate once a year. For the whole year. That's what you call discipline, self-control. Now it's easy. The first 3 years, that was hard as God knows what. Anyway, now the reason I brought this up is because I saw a teacher of mine who had given us a project on chemical abuse. Because I'd ask a question: why do people don't know when to stop? Like, can't you see that, hey, you're doing too much? And then once I experienced it with the chocolate, I realized, no, you can't see. And that's why I bring this up, gentlemen. You're young, so at this stage in life, you must impose discipline and self-control on yourself. Because your vices are going to pull you down. And you're going to need, like, take for example, when someone explained, I'm not going to mention it because children are watching, but the first time you do something, since you have no point of reference, it is explosive because you have nothing to compare it to. But the second time you do it, because you have something to compare it to, it loses its explosiveness. But then you want the explosiveness because that's the first impression on your brain. Now, the more you do something, the more desensitized you come to it. You become to it, which makes you want to do it more to get the first feeling you got the first time you had nothing to compare it to. But the thing is, the more you do it, the more you have to compare it to the first time too. And the more you do it, the more you have to do, because you have become desensitized. You can't get that first feeling again ever, because it's the first feeling. So you have to do it more and more and more, to the point where you're probably doing it 10 times as much as you did the first time, and you still can't get the feeling, because you have so much points of reference now after doing it the first time. And this is why you overindulge. And like the Chinese say, to chase the dragon, you could never get it, because you could only get an experience for the first time one time. And you will be chasing that dragon for the rest of your life. And not only are you in a vicious cycle in the law of diminishing returns, you're in a spiral going down. Now, just imagine if I ate Godiva chocolate every single day for, let's say, the last 15 years. I'd be a balloon. So, overindulging, if I ate chocolate the way I did when I first came across Godiva, I'd probably be 100 pounds overweight. And what all comes with that? It affects my health, my well-being, everything. Why? From chasing the dragon. End up being health wasteland. I would have destroyed myself. But thankfully, I was taught this, and that's why I'm mentioning it. So now you gentlemen know to be careful about the law of diminishing returns, to be careful about indulging, and to always apply discipline and self-control to your life, especially to things that you like. Especially my habits. You've got to watch your habits. And I'm about to close. I want to tell you about something I saw in school every single day. It took 5 years in primary school to finally see it and understand it. Thoughts, actions, habits, character, destiny. Gentlemen, you got to watch your habits. Your habits are going to determine your destiny. Now, I know chocolate is my weakness, so I got to watch that. Gentlemen, find out what your weakness is and rein it in and impose discipline on it, or it will destroy you. Thank you, gentlemen, for having the coke and the smile with me.